a little bit ahead of myself. First up, we have Ra1n versus Marker. Winner's side for spot and grands.
Yep. And then just another reminder, Marker right now, who's placing in PR 17 EU and Ra1n PR 5, so it's a huge gap right there.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure, if I'm not wrong, is Ra1n not seeded first for this event?
I'm totally not sure, to be honest. Oh, I just got confirmation by the voices in my head. Correct. He's currently seed 1. And we got a match Fate against Ball. And so far what I've been seeing is that Gauntlet has had a lot of like showing today in the tournament. Like we had a lot of Gauntlet matches.
Quite a good bit of gauntlets. Now the thing is that Ra1n is the highest seed for this, but however, Marker has the Penumbral Crescent Scythe, and that's my personal favorite. So
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a very even match.
Yeah, that side is beautiful. Honestly, it's kinda nice to see a break of, you know, axe into axe into axe into axe. Wonder why? Wonder what happened.
Yeah, the patch really changed a lot of things very quickly, but so far this match, not really happening as fast as some of these meta changes. This, first few minutes of gameplay, we might want to take our time, probably not commit to anything too much. We are going to commit to that sidelight Sarah. It's going to give Marker first first game of the set, but still, it doesn't really look like either of these players are committing to anything too
crazy.
Too loud, too crazy. Responding with a D-Light Sarah, we do have Ra1n coming back into the fray, gaming up, but we also have Ra1n swapping back onto Gauntlet. So I think what you said about the weapon
Nice
earlier,
string with the orb.
Very, very true.
Honestly, so far, from what I can see, is that both players are really just respecting each other's space, trying to keep it neutral, building up damage. Ra1n is slowly approaching Markers as well, so, there's not a huge gap in between damage. But then again, we're talking about quick string weapons, two characters with a lot of damage in their signatures, so you never really know what's about to happen. That D-Light Sair gravity cancel that catches off guard Marker, ooh, that could have been stuck right there. Goes for a sidelight, maybe going for a confirmation with a D-Light. Oh, almost got it.
The way that players like to command the speed of the game is a bit of a hot topic right now, but I will say that there's a lot of validity to how much these players are respecting each other, just like you said, simply because of the fact that they both know that they're so full of surprises. Some of this gameplay right here is, I guess it's very bread and butter. There are not really too many surprises. I think they're saving their surprises for maybe later in the set. That GC Enlight, a bit of a surprise, but nothing eye-popping. So I think both these players, just trying to get a feel for each other. But one thing that I'm really looking at about is that, especially if we've seen the way that they're able to place in majors recently, and just how fast their rise to power has been in recent months, at least the way it feels like to me. Especially after being fan favorites, each of their own long Ra1n. There we go, proving a little bit of a point that they're so full of surprises, but somehow Marker was ready for that one, even though none of us were.
I feel it was just a matter of missing that little drop of the gauntlets. If he hadn't missing that, it was probably gonna end up in a different way. But hey, when stuff like that happens, the opponent just takes those. Just gonna move on and keep on playing. And right now, Ra1n's struggling to go back into the stage. The damage again is pretty even, and Marker is going on the offensive with the side. Just like you said earlier, I feel like they're just waiting for the game to advance, to start unfolding more and more moves.
Yeah.
Marker struggling to go back to the stage. That Nair almost gets the kill. Oh, but that delayed recovery is gonna be it. No, not yet. Switches back into the sword, lucks in. Ensig fails. Oh, but that orb Ensig is gonna be the end of the first set of the match.
And so, Ra1n actually also proving something very powerful there in the sense that they lost that second stock. I think it might be right here in a very unfortunate way. No, it was something else. I think it's right here in the replays. I mean, I could be a little bit behind the delay, but we did just see the way that Ra1n lost that second stock pretty early, and yet still brought it back to sudden death. So that's still a big message. I mean, you lost the game and had a really tough moment, but the fact that you're able to still keep clawing and fighting after that and to prove that like you're never too far behind even when your backs are against the ropes. I think that's a pretty big statement. But right now we're also getting a bit of Ra1n's head, and even though they're still a very powerful force, I think we're already starting to have a pretty easy read onto them by seeing that gauntlets are mainly for damage and swords mainly for KO, which part of the, now that I'm saying that, really piquing my eyebrow, because right now we're on sword when Marker is looking, I mean, like, not the healthiest, but he probably tank a few more hits.
So far, Ra1n has been just building up the damage with that sword, and Marker, ooh, that aura against the wall of the stage can be really, really dangerous, let me tell you. I'm surprised just by the amount of strings that, you know, Ra1n is able to pull out with the sword, and yet it doesn't seem like there's a huge damage difference. And there we go with that sidelight recovery read. Finally putting right above, and hopefully he won't lose the advantage so fast as he did in the first game. I kind of feel like if he hadn't been for that accidental kill during the second stock, he would have probably won that match. But hey, it's good to see that he's not letting himself down. He's not letting that affect his mental, and he keeps going strong.
I really like the way Marker was juggling the weapons. You don't really see people do it like that. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, no. Oh, the spacing, the strings. Look at that. He's just getting all the reads with those back dashes. Well, that gravity cancel side stick, I really don't know what was that, but hey, goes for the neutral light, goes for an air, and fails. Now he's back on the wall. Oh, Grandpa will connect. You know, it's something that I really like about Ra1n and the way he plays is that no matter the amount of pressure that the opponents puts on him, he keeps going strong and he always has an answer, you know? He will always, like, clap back, as they like to say.
I mean, clap he will, because gauntlets have a pretty good nair on them, but we might have to wait a little bit longer before we see some of those nairs connect on those grabbers. A little, I don't know, maybe grabbers is the wrong way to refer to gauntlets, but
yeah.
Still, Ra1n right now.
Grabbers? I'm so sorry. No, but yeah, I totally agree on that one. So far, he's really struggling with the gauntlets, and now that we're speaking of struggling, also seeing that Ra1n is just doesn't really have an answer when it comes down to Marker using the orb and playing around with the dashes. You know, it seems like he has pretty good knowledge of how to keep up the spacing with the weapon, and Ra1n is just struggling to do that. Still, while I say that, we can also see that Marker is just doing crazy with the side, finishing up with that recovery exhausted.
Right.
Boy. That escalated quickly.
Yeah, I think that game is actually a pretty good showing for Marker, considering the fact that those stairs, that was a pretty big surprise. Ra1n tried to kind of switch Marker up a little bit earlier and cost him the stock because he couldn't really fully commit to it. And I'm pretty sure we also just saw it again on the replays, if I'm not mistaken. Marker also then tried to like really push advantage and be a bit more aggressive than we're used to seeing in the past two games, and it paid out for him. So Ra1n is kind of overcommitting on a lot of these opportunities that he has to have some of these earlier stocks. Meanwhile, Marker is letting these ground pounds fly. I think this first stock in the last game is an amazing showing for this Fate, and I think could be, listen, it's always too early to call it, but Ra1n really has to step something up if he wants to.
Yeah, what a beautiful shoot today that was. And just a little reminder for you guys, now that we're speaking about winning and losing, the predictions are up. So, you know, if you still have hopes, if you still think a magical reverse can happen, vote out and see who's your favorite player. So far,
big gambling, although I don't know if I'm allowed to joke about that, because thank you to Brawlhalla for sponsoring this event, so maybe...
I was about to say... It's like, I don't know about Brawlhalla, maybe Ubisoft, but I don't know about Brawlhalla. Now, right now, Ra1n just struggling to keep up with Marker, trying to just build up damage and get the stock back, but still, the superiority and the spacing and the strings made by the side by Marker is just... I mean, just look at the way he's jumping and using the spacing with the downers just to put Ra1n on a disadvantage when it comes down to his options. Look at that.
So... Ra1n was able to bring the first game back after losing one stock very early. Ra1n is having a hard time bringing this third game back after losing two stocks early. I don't think this is going to be a 3-stock, but I think Ra1n cannot keep playing the same way that he has this entire set and expect to win. I think Yeah, it turns out maybe I am wrong. It is a 3 stock, but I think Ra1n needs to find something new because by the time Ra1n didn't really level up fast enough. We did see some really good moments from Ra1n in this last game, but I think Marker just accelerated faster. If this was a race, Marker just pulled ahead, and at that point, it doesn't matter what the top speed is if one of you is accelerating faster.
No, yeah, I feel like you're definitely right on that part. Marco was just able to like see his opponent and what he was doing and just adapt to it a lot faster.